Hello. After a mostly fine night, we are in for an unsettled week with spells of wet and windy weather. The first of these coming in the form of Storm Brendan later on Monday. Now, this was named by Met Éireann, so it is across the Republic of Ireland where we're going to see the strongest winds and the greatest impacts. But here in the UK, we are still set for some wet and very windy weather. We can see the low pressure centre, that is Storm Brendan, out in the Atlantic. This is going to deepen and intensify rapidly as it heads towards the UK, bringing a spell of wet and very windy weather later on Monday. That will clear through, but then another low pressure centre will come through later on Tuesday, bringing more wet and windy weather. And to be honest, there are further low pressures set to come through as we go through the rest of the week, so it is going to stay very unsettled. Back to the here and now, and for many it's a largely dry evening and it will stay that way overnight. Some showers continuing across far northwestern parts of Scotland, and for England and Wales there will be a few outbreaks of rain to watch out for, but for most largely dry with some clear spells, and it's under the clear spells temperatures likely to drop a little bit lower than last night for most places. Across some parts of Scotland away from the towns and cities it's likely to fall a few degrees below freezing, so there will be some frost as well as some icy patches to watch out for first thing on Monday morning. Otherwise, Monday's not going to get off to too bad a start for most of us. Yes, there is some showery rain towards the southeast to watch out for here. Otherwise, lots of dry weather before this wet and windy weather pushes in from the west. That's Storm Brendan. Temperatures are likely to be around or a touch above average for the time of year, but with things turning wet and windy, it's going to feel quite unpleasant. The strongest winds are going to be across western parts of the UK, perhaps even also for northeast Scotland. Here around the coast we could get gusts of 60 to 70 miles an hour, perhaps even up to 80 miles an hour in some places. As a result, there is going to be some disruption. We could see some power outages as well as some difficulties on the roads. The worst affected times likely to be later on during Monday's evening rush hour as this heavy band of rain sweeps its way eastwards with those very strong winds. Behind it we will see something a little bit drier but plenty of showers feeding in, and these likely to be falling as sleet or snow over the Scottish hills and mountains. Temperatures through Monday night perhaps not falling quite as low as through Sunday night. That's partly because the winds, whilst dropping out as the rain clears away eastwards, will stay quite blustery. As we look towards Tuesday then, and it is going to get off to a relatively fine start towards the east, some bright sunny spells here. Further west and northwest, still a few showers, these still falling as sleet or snow over the Scottish hills and mountains, and then it's later on when we see this further wet and windy weather sweeping in from the southwest. Temperatures, if anything, are likely to be a little bit higher than they have been of late. We could get into the low teens quite widely, but as it is going to be wet and windy, it's not going to feel that mild. We do have a warning in force for Tuesday that covers the bulk of England and Wales. Winds not quite as strong as we're expecting with Storm Brendan, but still some impacts are quite likely. Remember, we are going to see some further unsettled weather as we go through this week, so it is worth keeping up to date with the full forecast with all those warnings on both the Met Office website, our app, and all of our social media channels. I'll see you later.